Sometimes, ma'am, I'm feeling hungry. When I'm hungry, I can't play. When my stomach is empty, it's sore.
There are conservatively 12 million children who live below the poverty line in South Africa, and around 8 million of those children are able to be fed by the government, but that leaves 4 million children who really need to benefit from a school feeding program. Who thinks it's an important thing to have a feeding scheme at a school?
The need is really enormous in South Africa. The poverty is unbelievable. Most of our children are from the local township. Many of them are child-headed homes where possibly the head of the home is 12 or 13 years old, or else they're brought up by grandparents where parents have passed away. A lot of these children will only get the meal that they get at school. That's the only meal they have each day.
It's lunch!
I was born and raised in South Africa, and after I finished high school I moved abroad, and in 2004 I was back on a visit and connected with an old school teacher, and she took me to Soweto where she was doing community service. At the one school that we went to, there were children who were sitting away from the other kids at break under some trees, and when I asked why children sat separately from the others during break, the teacher had mentioned that those kids had nothing to eat and they didn't want to have to watch the kids who had food eating. And that moment was essentially the inception of the Lunchbox Fund. We started then with a promise to feed 100 of the children who needed it the most at that school for that year. Since then it's grown to almost 2,000 children.
Many parents are unemployed. They are totally dependent on the 280 Rand social grant that they get from the government. 280 Rand for the month is very little. In most cases, the parents would more supply the little ones with food and the bigger ones will have to see to themselves. So fortunately, because of the Lunchbox Fund, we can now feed the older learners as well.
Feeding scheme helps us mostly in classes, like learning can be hard without food. So if you don't eat, it's hard to relate to what the teacher is teaching.
I like the food because there's enough vitamins and fruit, and it makes your brain open.
Most learners prefer coming to school due to the fact that there's food they can enjoy during break. Some don't stay away because they know at home there's no food, so they prefer coming to school to eat and then learn, because that makes learning more fun when you have energy.
Feeding scheme has helped me a lot because I play sports, and sports like really needs that stamina, energy.
Children need to feel that they are being cared for and getting support, and I think a feeding scheme at school is very necessary to give them that extra care and support.
What we do is extremely simple. We feed kids.
I deliver bread and fruit to schools currently for the Lunchbox Fund on a daily basis. I was born and raised in Alex, mostly raised by my grandmother. I actually used to wake up at like 4 a.m. to assist her to bake fat cakes, just so that she could pay for us at school. I do see hunger in the community, and the need to address that hunger is definitely important.
We see ourselves feeding 4 million children. You know, that's where we want to go. South Africa has one of the largest developing economies in the world. There is such tremendous untapped social capital in our youth. It really is immeasurable, the potential inherent in these children.
I want to fight criminals.
I want to go study forensics.
I would like to be a business lady.
I'd like to pursue my dream in being a fashion designer.
I want to become a pediatric nurse.
I like helping other children. Sometimes I share with my friend my sandwiches.
It's up to all of us. It's up to you, it's up to me, it's up to all of us to combine our efforts, our resources, our energy, and make sure that we do the right thing. Raise your hand if you would not study if you did not eat food. And if you were able to eat something, how many of you would really study hard?
I wanted to thank you, Topaz, for the things you're doing because you're really changing lives.